Hello and welcome to Bloke on the SBAM range, and not as in canned meat, SBAM. The range used by Italian channel SBAM Shooting. Presentore il Kevino.
Ciao, sono
Here.
Kevino.
He's English too.
Of course.
Anyway, what we thought we would do today, because we got the opportunity, is demonstrate the increases, or otherwise, in firepower of British standard infantry rifles through the ages, from about the 1870s until, well, the 80s. So what we've got here is a Martini-Henry Mk.IV, single shot, big bore, black powder cartridge, 577-450. Moving on, we have a 1900 dated long Lee-Enfield Mk.I. So this is a magazine rifle with no charger loading. So this was standard until just after the Boer War, start of the 20th century. Moving on to the two world wars, we have an SMLE Mk.III with all the bells and whistles, windage adjustment, volley sights, etc. Charger loading. And finally, Kev?
Here we go, 1959, L1A1, the SLR.
God's own bang stick.
Yeah, right arm of the free world.
And all that.
And all that. 20 round magazine.
So what we're going to do, because we've actually got relatively limited ammunition, I mean, it would have been nice if we could have come out with 300 odd rounds of 303 for everything we want to film on this weekend, but we can't. So we have to be a little bit clever, and by the magic of editing, we can make things look more impressive than they are. What we're going to do...
Are you supposed to say that bit?
Well, otherwise people will complain that you edited that, right? So what we're going to do first is, from an unloaded start with each rifle, we're going to fire 10 rounds in aimed rapid fire. We've got to work out whether we're going to kneel or lie prone, but effectively Mad Minute style. And then what we'll do afterwards is we'll edit it to make it simulate a full minute of fire from a loaded start, for instance. Okay, so effectively what we'll see, particularly with the long Lee, is that it will be slow to fire its first round and then it will be fast. I mean, it has a magazine cutoff. What we're trying to demonstrate here is part of why the British Army were at least a little bit sceptical at the beginning with magazine rifles. That yes, they accepted that when you were shooting at the magazine you could shoot a lot of aimed fire quite rapidly, but for long-term fire they were sceptical it made an awful lot of difference, because it takes a long time to load the magazine, and you'll see that. And then you see the difference with charger loading and so on.
Up to semi-auto.
Up to semi-auto. And to be fair, we're only going to put 10 rounds in the SLR just to see, and then we can do a comparison. We can do a comparison from a loaded start. We can basically cut the footage in various ways to demonstrate the different loading types. So let's get on with it. So the target's 60 metres up there, and we shall have a look for each gun of the effect on target.
Okay, so rifle number 2. This time we're going for the 1900 made Lee-Enfield, or the magazine Lee-Enfield. Difference between this and the previous rifle, the Martini-Henry, is we have a magazine. Therefore we can store 10 rounds, which in theory means I can get them off a lot quicker. No charger, so it's literally one at a time in there. Let's give it a go. Haven't got a pouch in my pocket, but close enough. So, here's
hang on, just let me okay.
first fumble. We get in there. slightly sticky.
Only 9. Well, that took more than a minute. So let's just go in and have a look here. So the first shot, after a slightly fumbly load, that was 34 seconds.
34 seconds.
To load, and then your splits were 374, 312, 331, 525. Fumbly, and actually loose ammo is actually a bit of a pain.
It is.
To manipulate.
If you consider that you think, okay, one at a time, let's get 2 out at a time. You drop one. Twice I tried that, twice I dropped them. So you would have to do it 1 at a time from the pouch. The sticky ammo, I'm not sure what that was. Possibly just bad feeding or me not, moving the bolt in a very good way. But the rounds went down range pretty quick once I got them in there. Not really quick, but definitely an improvement on the Martini-Henry. Minimum is 200 on the thing. Huh. I aimed pretty much centre, but then again I was off. So I went above. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably the.
Well, you only fired 9.
I only fired 9. I still one in my pocket. I miscounted, didn't I? But well, they're there. They're on target. Okay, ready for the next one.
Okay, because Kevin had a bit of a nightmare there. We're gonna do the Longley again. I'm going to actually load from something vaguely approximating a sensible pouch, and we'll see how it goes instead. So, jetzt geht's los! Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got a problem actually. That's not. So what was?
That's what happened to mine twice.
See, that went a second time. Right. Take 2. Okay, so Kevin has some problems with sticky ammo, and I just have problems with sticky ammo. So we're going to try it again, and just see what's going on. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It wouldn't be Bloke on the range if it didn't work. 9th goes in fine. Should we just do 9? Right, take 3. Okay, take 3. We're just going to try and load 9 this time, just because we've got to get this old girl to run properly. So let's get lost again. 1, 2, 3, dropped. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is going on? It's not liking this ammo, Kev. Something. Oh! I see what the problem is, I think. I think your sear's not catching. Watch. Oh, that went. Right, you're on half cock. Look.
Oh.
Come in close.
Into half cock.
It's on half cock, so it's not. See there, that was fine. Fine.
Of course you're doing it now.
And now it's fine, of course. That's fine again. Poor old thing. Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Bit of blokey diagnosis here. That sear should not be at that kind of angle there. That should be straight.
It's worn.
That's someone's filed that.
filed.
That should not... Hang on, let me just go get your other bolt. Right, there's the bolt on the SMLE. Sear is straight. Sorry, the bent. Sear's in the rifle, that's the bent. And that's straight, and that one has been ground quite horribly.
The question is why?
Who owned it before you?
A shooting range in South Africa.
I thought the trigger felt... The trigger felt really good. And now looking at that, I know why the trigger felt really good.
Played with it.
Someone's bubbered it.
Yes.
Okay, rifle number 3, moving up to the First World War now. SMLE, which is a charger loader. Now, the ammunition we've got here is S&B, which has absolutely no bevel on the rim. So I'm not taking any risks, and I'm loading it in the unreglementary staggered manner instead of down, up, down, as nature intended, because I don't want to take any risks with this ammo, because that rim, if it gets behind, it will rim jam simply because there's not enough curvature on the corner for it to ride over like you'd have seen in my previous video. So, let us start. One charger, flick. 2 chargers in the position, and I think you might want to check your mag spring there, Kev. That was twice it didn't take one.
Yeah, you loaded it wrong, mate.
Right, anyway, first shot, 11:57, so about 3 times as quick as the long, and then splits of 168, 150, 134. A couple of dodgy ones I rushed a bit, so we'll have to see if they're all on target. So let's go take a look. Okay, well, I think one might have crept off here. So it was 37 seconds with 2 stoppages due to a weak magazine spring. 3, 4, 5, 6, oh no, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is in fact a double. They're all on in at a fair old rate of knots. In fact, if I go back through 150, so the stoppages were 933, 556. Yeah. So, yeah, clearing the stoppages took time. The benefits of not having a more than 100-year-old magazine spring. Okay, SLR. Okay, that was loaded, adopting the prone position, 10 rounds, aimed in 1389, and first shot 5.3, then with splits of 113, 106, 0.98, 0.89, 0.91, 3. So we're about 1 second splits. 5 seconds to get it into action, and then 1 second splits. So obviously the fastest. I think your rifle shoots low left, Kev.
Is it? You sure? It's not you?
Well, apparently I'm British, so I can't have ever fired a rifle before in my life.
And you didn't get much sleep last night.
Yeah.
Cats, not alcohol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Reasonable group for rapid fire.
Is that as damn good?
Would have spoilt someone's day up to a fair old range, actually.
Yes.
Extrapolate that out to 200, you're... it's definitely day spoiling.
What do you reckon? That?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about that. Did you get a spray?
So I am having a little trouble with the Martini, and none of the ammunition wants to fit. So remedial action is being taken.
Yeah, let's see. Possibly dirt in the chamber, but it does look clean.
Try again, and if it doesn't go, it's a no-go. Nah. Nah.
No-go.
Right, I guess we'll have to do that single loading with the long Lee then.
Yes. Right, well, we're starting off with the Martini-Henry, single shot, but there's been a slight problem with some dodgy ammo. Doesn't fit. So we're going to have to replicate this with something else, which is our number 2 rifle, the MLE. Okay, so I've got my very British pouch in here. I'm not going to do this prone for the pure reason of, well, I can't with this. It's going to go everywhere. So I'm going to try and replicate this one at a time, fire one at a time, and we'll see how it goes.
Cut off in?
Oh yes, cut off. Put in the cut off. That would have been the thing with the cut off, as it would have been the Martini-Henry, one at a time. So let's give it a go. Considerably slower. I think I replicated the kind of speed with this because I mean I fired this a lot. So yeah, it went. It was slower. Let's have a look at the timing.
62.44.
And then we have splits of.
Press that button.
This one here.
Review.
Review.
So
11:36.
So split of 6. Hang on. Sorry, gotta go through this. Okay, first shot was 5:14, then split of 6:22, 7, 5 1/3, 6 1/4, 7:90. So we're looking at a shot every 6-7 seconds, 5-6-7 seconds, single loading.
Obviously reaching from the pouch.
Yeah, kneeling near the pouch.
Nearly near the pouch. Obviously, I mean, I tried to replicate with the Martini-Henry, which would be put into the breech straight away and close like that. Stuck a little bit due to that sear problem, but you know, it was fairly fluid, one after the other. Got the 10 rounds down pretty quickly, considering, and yeah, okay. Let's go and have a look.
Yep.
Okay, so what we got?
You'd have spoiled its day.
Yeah, definitely. Game over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think a few were from that little play I had before when I was trying this out in the standing position. Okay, my grouping's pretty crap. But what I was supposed to do, I think I did it. And the result is reasonable. So one shot at a time in the breech, close it up.
10 rounds a minute, roughly?
10 rounds a minute, 10 rounds a minute. Bad day for him.
Okay, well, let's wrap up what we learned. Now, first of all, it wouldn't be Bloke on the Range if everything went perfectly according to plan. Or a spam video. Anyway, so Bloke on the Spam range was just destined to be problematic. So the Martini ammo didn't work. The MLE has a slipping sear. The SMLE has a bit of a weak mag spring, and I had two two little stoppages I needed to clear, but you can see how even when you do get a stoppage like that,
Spam.
you just push the rounds down, they pop back up and they go, and then that's a 100-year-old mag spring and it's foobarred.
Well, with the MLE, I also noticed that even with that severe problem, as you saw afterwards, I did a 10-round dump. Just moving a bit more gently, it did feed without any problems.
Yeah, basically it's cut at an angle, and what that's meaning is that when you slam it forward, it's slipping, and it's been caught by the half-cock, which is what the half-cock's for when there's a failure like that. But
not when you want it.
No, the rifle came out of South Africa, and
well, the story is that, well, not the story. They were imported from a gun range in South Africa, so I expect at some point to lighten the trigger, somebody's played around with it. It's never shown before, so therefore never been reason to inspect the bolt.
Yeah.
But I had 2 stickies on it. You couldn't even get it to run at all.
I am used to giving it loads with a number 4 or with a K31, so I'm possibly a little more rough in the handling.
Although I did notice when I did my last 10 rounds where I got 9 off with no problems whatsoever that But of course, what happens when you get it and it goes in half-cock, you don't see it's in half-cock. So you're pushing the thing forward, you're trying to close it and you're just making it worse for yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, things go wrong. But
anyway,
did we replicate what we were at to replicate?
I think we did, because I mean, okay, we put the SMLE bolt in that, and the trigger pull was horrific, which is possibly why Bubba had a go at it with a file and a stud anyway. But I got 10 rounds off in 30-something seconds. Kev got 10 rounds off single shot with it in just over a minute. You got your 9 shots off with problems in a minute and a bit, about a minute 10 roughly. The SLR was all done in 13 seconds with a group like that. Yeah, and that's the other thing, is the advantage of a semi-auto. Even though the rifles are typically less inherently accurate, there's always exceptions, but on average an SLR is less accurate than an SMLE or a number 4, but because you don't have to worry about working the bolt, it's not hard work, you can just line it up again and give another shot. So this had by far the best group, but then it was also the easiest because all I had to do was reset the trigger, bring the sights back on the right point, and bang again. So 1 second splits, tightest group. This is why, and it sort of shows the increase in firepower over the years, because with the couple of problems with the SMLE, unloaded start 30. No, I can't even remember what it was. I will put the actual figures, because we're probably talking nonsense when we're misremembering. We didn't sleep very much last night, so
no parting. It was to do with cats in my house. But regarding obviously our problem with the angle on the Martini-Henry, I did really try to replicate as close as possible, actually feeding into the breech as you would into the channel, closing like that. And I think I replicated that probably as fast as I would have normally done with the Martini-Henry when I haven't got ammo problems. You know, that rifle's been fired 100 times by myself and my friends. So.
Now there's a couple of other things. So going from single shot to magazine loading. Now, the way this was done in reality, if I may, in the doctrine, the pre-Boer War doctrine, was they would load the magazine, apply the cut-off, turning it into a single loader. They would then fire volleys by sections of 20 men, one at a time, and the rapid drill is up to 10 volleys in a minute and a half. And then, when on the command magazine fire, they would undo the cut-off and give it loads. So,
give it loads.
Indeed, sir.
Did they actually say that?
I don't think at the time. And
give it loads.
Give it some, chaps. And use that in the critical phase in defence or attack. Now, by the time of the SMLE later, they were not using the cutoff in the same way, and I'll show that in another video that I will hopefully be able to film sometime today. Now, the changeover from single loading to fill the magazine to charge loading, that was obvious. I mean, it was so much more rapid to get that first shot off. And again, I'll put the figures down the bottom.
The numbers.
And the other thing is that we were all fumbling, we were all dropping ammunition.
Now, that fumbling and dropping, I don't think that was just because we are crap. I
was
think
a-
that's probably genuinely an issue, and I think
It
there are
was.
some statistics on lost ammo, aren't there?
Lost ammo, just falling out of pouches, because with the Martini-Henry pouches, great big ammo, big pouches, flap doesn't have to be very tight to stop that ammo falling out. Once you're onto the Lee Metford and the Lee-Enfield, you've got similar types of pouches, some of which have a certain number of loops and some don't. Ammo falling out of pouches, and just the amount of ammo being fumbled, as you say, okay, these pouches are suboptimal for what we're doing, but it's a thing, dropping ammo, you're going to, the percentage of ammo that went out to theatre was issued and then dropped in South Africa was
as
enormous.
I tried to before, the temptation is to grab two at a time, so you've got one to get one in, you're always going to drop it.
Really muscle,
Just one at a time, and even then, someone on the floor, you dropped a few, I dropped a few, you're going to lose a lot of ammo. What are you going to do? You're going to get up, you're going to move to another position, you're going to lose more ammo, because you're not going to be closing it up straight away.
Yeah, even though you're trained to always close the pouch, people will forget under fire.
Yeah.
So,
But
there you go.
I think we did, as I said before, I think we, with all the problems we had, spam is, bad luck on our side, bad luck bloke on the range, but, I think we replicated pretty much when it comes to the actual timing of what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Sorry for the gunshots in the background. Nothing we can do about it. Please don't disturb electrons in the comments. We know. We're sorry about it. There is nothing we can do about it. So,
Well, we could film not in a shooting range, but then we'd probably get arrested, so...
Yeah, we can't just go sit by the side of the road like this.
Nah, even in Italy they frown upon that.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Please go to SBAM Shooting, link in the description below, and like and subscribe to them. Thank you very much to Bloke on the Range's patrons for contributing to the travel and the ammunition so that I can be here in Italy expending ammunition in lovely old rifles like these two. Bye.